everybody, my name is Lynn and welcome to my channel. We talk about yarn things, we talk about, well, crafting, we talk about homesteading, my greenhouse. I just wanted to touch back base with y'all. It's been a little bit crazy, which is always usually what happens in the spring and summer, because I tend to, oh no, you know what I just thought about? That's okay. So in the spring and summer, I'm usually outside doing a lot of improvements, or just tending to my garden and now my greenhouse. But just to let you know, we are going to kind of get going, and I'm going to show you, each individual little thing and get you updated, because I'm such a bad video host that I let life get in my way, and I haven't really filmed anything. So you're going to see a lot of growth between when I first started talking about these tomatoes for my father-in-law, and I do apologize, I don't have my microphone on me today. I forgot about that, but I don't know if you can hear it. It's raining, so I don't really want to traipse all the way back up to the house and get my microphone and whatnot. I will have it later, but for now, I'm going to take the phone off the tripod, and because I'm filming with an iPhone at the moment, but I'm going to take it off the tripod and walk you around and show you everything. Okay, so remember originally I said I needed 40 for him, for his tomatoes, and they were all in these little pots here. Well, just to guarantee that I get good germination and a good result, I tend to put 2 seeds in each hole. So all of these little buddies, they all had roommates. So I hijacked some solo cups and put them in there, because they were getting too big, and I needed to get them separated. One of the biggest things is they were getting very leggy. They were growing. First, I did not get any response, so I went out. Actually, I went to Walmart.com, and I can link that down below. I got these. It was a set of 2 heat pads, or seed pads, and it was just the thing, because then they popped up and wanted to get way too big and too leggy. So I repotted them in each of these, and then I put the extras in some solo cups, which I don't need this many tomatoes. Oh, look at that beautiful little baby. Look at all that new growth. I love it. It's giving a second for this thing to, there we go. But it's so pretty. And I do love my plants. Oh, and there's yep. So anyway, these right here are, and I'm gonna scan you down. Oh, Lordy. No, that is not good. All right. My basil is getting way too much water. I'm gonna pull that out for the moment, because see, basil is a very rich green color. See how green this little sprout is? It's not showing up properly on the thing, but this is better, but this is telling me it's got too much water. So those are my 3 basils, and these are my other little tomato plants. But yeah, I've got lots and lots and lots and lots of tomato plants, which I'm not going to. Oh, and this is, so I'm pretty sure I told y'all that my father-in-law loves Better Boy tomatoes. I don't know if I did or not, but if I didn't, that's his favorite kind. So back here I have, and see how leggy that puppy is? But I'm about to transfer these to solo cups because I don't have any more of the other cups. But these are bodacious. Actually, hold on. I still have the. So this is what my father-in-law prefers. Okay. But I also got these when I couldn't, before I could find the Better Boys. I bought these. And like I told him, I wanted to test it for him and I both. So these are all the bodacious hybrids. Let's see, I originally did one for him and one for me, but you see they all didn't take. Or like these empty holes took, but there was 2 of them, so I had to split them. But everybody is doing really good. I'm really surprised. You know, you got some that are kind of slow growing, but I was really pleased with how it turned out. All right, I'm going to pause you for a moment so that you don't get sick with motion. All right, so just a recap. In January, I pulled out all my plants and everything out of my beds here. Well, when I did, and this is the actual stake that I had. It's got, no, you can see some writing on it, but it's not, you know. Anyway, so these were beefsteak, and I'm letting them grow temporarily where they fell, because there was a lot of them right in here. I mean, we're talking about probably 15 plants. I didn't need that many, so I pulled them up. Yes, I know, I don't like to waste them. But what I have to do is on the outside wall, because see, there's a hill right past this wall. And what I didn't do when we made this greenhouse, see, I have the green lining here, so it doesn't come out into the greenhouse. Well, I failed to do it along there, which you can see the clay is encroaching in my greenhouse. So before I plant any of my tomatoes, I'm going to dig some this way, lay the plastic down, staple it to the pallets. That way it's no longer encroaching in my bed. And plus, I do want to add more soil in here because it's getting a little skimpy. But there's some tomato plants over there that were, you know, basically volunteer plants from where I pulled that stuff up. But I realized, and I quit watering down there because I realized those were the small ones that I didn't want. I would rather have good slicing tomatoes. And I guess I could do those if I wanted to invest time and effort into them for, you know, stews or, you know, whenever I can tomatoes, but I really don't think that's necessary. All right, so I'm going to try to gently, I didn't do it very gently, but sorry about that. This is my center bed. So my two outside beds are, remember I told you we were Georgia fans? One of my nieces bought me this for Christmas. And I said, where do you want me to put it? You know, I was worried about it getting faded in the sun. And she said, I want it in your greenhouse. That's what I bought it for. I said, okay, you know, sure. And this is one of my younger nieces, and she's, you know, in her teens, but I can do that for her. So anyway, right here, they're probably about 10 inches tall, a couple of them. These are my peas. And if you'll look, you'll see the remain of the leaves and stuff from my beans and peas from last year. I do that for 2 reasons. I want to basically just get my composting done in the bed. And 2, at the time that I cleaned everything up, I pulled all those things out, these were very sticky still. Because peas and beans, they like to cling to you. And I was not about all that. All right. You can't see it because I just planted them today. Here's a row of beans. Oops, I see some. I see a little bit of greenery that don't belong there. So anyway, I have, so right through here, and then in the middle, let me move you. In the middle there, you can see where that round green clip is. All along that line that I've got cleared out from the debris. Those are green beans. Okay, I'm gonna walk around the other side. And these are green beans. Now, little Mr. Shooting for the Moon here, he was one that I had tested from my old last season's beans that were dried on the vine. So he's a head start above everybody else. But then I have these others that they're getting there. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have to fill this hole in because this little guy, he's dead. Yep, see, he didn't make it. Yeah, all right, that's fine. I can plant another one in there. But all of these are my Kentucky pole beans, my garden beans. And then we have some here that just weren't thriving in the little cups. I mean, you can see, and I might lose them. They do look like they're about to be going. But I planted them out of the cups in hopes that I could, you know, make them, kickstart them, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. All right. And I have my compost bin here. And down here, still in the middle, is my cucumber bean. And yes, I did all this yesterday in preparation for when the beans decide they, you know, want to sprout. But I just planted them today. Planted them all along the side, the end of this fence. And then I have my cucumbers right there. The one in the middle, I don't know if you can see him. He's right there. Some daggone critters got in here and annihilated him. They nibbled on the others too, but they didn't destroy them. And then on this side, I haven't put up the fencing or the netting, but I planted those beans today. So these cucumbers I did when I was filming before. All right, and I'm coming over here to my work table. This right here are my harvested marigolds from the plant from last year that I told y'all that I was gonna get my seeds. And then I have some cucumbers, I mean not cucumbers, some cantaloupe. I knew I was a C, my words just wasn't working. So these are cantaloupe. I'm probably gonna maybe do 2 more of this and 1 more of my watermelon. But I just did those today, so there's not gonna be any improvement for that. All right, oops, oh, dead nabbit. Sorry about that. Thought I'd lost my marigolds, but anyway. So over here, I have a bunch of these little trays that I don't have anything going on, but they're still over here. So these are the marigolds, and these are the marigolds. I had to split them because they all went into one pot. So here's my cucumber, and there's another, and there's another. When they start getting, I'm gonna try to see if I can show you. See that little leaf right there, that leaf, there we go. The one that's sticking straight up toward the sky. When that one unfurls and grows, I'll plant them over there. You see how those, And I think that's the mistake I made with that centerpiece, because he wasn't strong enough to be transplanted, and I did. So, sorry about the movement, guys. And here's my Brussels sprouts. They're looking a little dull today, but when it gets hot, like right now, it's 90 degrees in here, and they don't like extreme heat. So, they're not liking me right now. And there is my onions. They have taken off. Let me see. Now, you see Mr. Lizard running down there? He's taking off. He's like, no, the human's not going to get me. So, I don't know if you can really see them. I'm trying to look through the phone. There, and all those back there, the ones that are reaching really super high, those were onion sets that I got last year at the end of season at Tractor Supply. And I bought like 3 bags, and I only ended up with, maybe 12 onions that I could use. But this year, and that's all these right here, all these down here, these 2 rows, these are from this season, and it looks like I'm getting a lot better results from them, because they're getting, and I need to put some, I don't know if you can look, see, you're supposed to have just a little bit showing at the very top when you plant them, and that's all I had showing. But as I water, everything kind of just settles in, so I'm gonna have to come out here with some more soil. You see, I mean, they're all trying to get a little too peeped out, and I don't want them peeping. I don't want the onions peeping that much. So I'm gonna have to put some soil around all those. And these big puppies are my garlics. I got these from, was it Southern Exposure, maybe? I'll have to go back over there to my work table, because I still have the thing. But these are hardneck garlics. And I planted these, and they shot up. I mean, they just said, okay, we love it in here. Sorry, I see a couple weeds here and there, so I'm going to grab them as I go. But they just seems to love it. And there's one way back there, and I'm not going to reach over there with a phone in my hand. And here's my other Brussels sprout. See, I'm going to show you. If you can see the little Brussels. Oops. See them already starting? I love it. Little bitty baby Brussels sprouts. But this little guy, I had 3. I planted them, and then I broke myself. I broke my pelvis. And so they stayed in a container forever. But I wanted to get them transplanted, so he was my experiment to see if it would work. And it did. So that's when I brought the other 2 that are on that end of my bed. That's when I brought them in here. All right. Now, remember when I told you I overplanted my thyme and dill? Yeah. Well, here's the thyme I transplanted. And there's my thyme and dill. I'm losing some of the dill, because I don't think dill likes to be as watered as the thyme does. The thyme loves it. I mean, it's shooting up like, and it smells so good. I love the smell of thyme. Thyme, basil, sage. I love it all. So anyway, that is about as much of the tour as I have today. So, I hope that caught you up on what's going on out here. Now, I do have some more work to do. I have to put my fencing, or I might do netting, because beans don't require a super steady trellis. Like my cucumbers, I did want to do those with the metal, only because they need a little bit more substantial, to me, they need more substantial housing, because like on that side, on the wall bed, it traveled all the way up the fencing and out into the walkway and everything. So I was like, it needs the stability of the metal. So I'm going back with that. But as far as my beans and peas, these were already in place at the very front of the greenhouse, so I left them in place. I'm not going to take down. It's working. It's a little overkill, but I have the string netting that also works beautifully for the beans and the peas. So what you saw earlier right here beside the peas, the one that didn't have it, I'm going to put it up. And then down here, I'm going to put another netting up there. So I need to get me 2 more nettings and get them going. But I'm not really sweating those, because I literally just planted these this morning. And I'm glad too, because yesterday I was out here screwing these metal ones up. This thing was 110 degrees in here, and I'll show you, But that wasn't even the hottest. It got hotter than that. I just sent that picture to my husband because he had asked me how hot the greenhouse was, and I said, oh, it's hot. I don't know how hot. And he told me, he said, well, send me a picture of the thing. So I sent him a picture of the thermometer, and so by the time I had done 1, now I had cut 3, because I was going to do 3. I was going to do 2 over there, 1 for the cucumbers, and then, no, backtrack. I did not mean, I got that wrong. I was going to do 2 here and 1 there for the cucumbers. But after fighting the one for the cucumbers, because it's really hard. It's old fencing that I'm reusing, so it's already have a curve to it. And I'm sitting here trying to, in the center, which is, I want to say about 9 feet, maybe 10 feet in the center. No, maybe about 9 feet. Honestly, I have no clue. This right here, I'm sitting here trying to drill it. Trying to put the screws in and hold that thing and balance on this little bitty pallet ledge that I have. So it was, it was rough. That's what I can tell you. It was rough. But yeah, I got one of them done, and by then I was walking outside the greenhouse every few minutes because I was getting so overheated. Now, on the ends, on this end and that end, I'm going to end up putting windows, because I just got 45 windows. And I have to sand them and, basically just kind of make sure everything's all good, and then I can build their frames so that I can get them put up. And then, they'll open and close so that I'll have the breezeway that I used to have before winter set. But I know we're not done. Mother Nature's not finished with me. She's going to give me at least 1, maybe 2 more super cold nights. And I don't want to get rid of my plastic until I have my windows up, because I can close them and, keep the cold out. I'm going to shoot for that this week. Now, today is Friday, and I am so sorry I smacked like that, but today is Friday, and my husband and I are going with his brother and his lady to see a concert tomorrow. And I'm super excited, because with my husband's disability, it's hard for him to do things like that, to go to concerts and whatnot. And so he's not expressed an interest since he became disabled. And that was 15 years ago. So I'm really excited, and that's probably going to be a whole day thing because his brother and lady are coming to pick us up. So they're probably going to get here about 3, and then we're going to be up in Columbia the whole time at the concert. But so maybe Sunday I can get sanding on my windows, because I really would like to get them up. I mean, I can build them and get them ready and then install them to where the heat won't be that bad on me. But I'm just not pulling my plastic down until I have something to keep my plants safe. Now, because that's what these guys were having such a hard time with. You know, it was just so cool, and they needed that heat for germination, you know, the 70 to 75 degrees. Well, all my others they didn't care, but these guys did, and I need to you know, keep them toasty and and warm. So the plastic's not coming down. I have to suffer because it's hot. But anyway, I don't know if I'm going to film anymore. I don't know if today is done or not. If today is done filming, I will see you next time, and I appreciate you joining me. Have a great one. Bye-bye.